Module 1. Basics of Psychology and Human Biology. Thinking critically with psychological science is an essential aspect of understanding how we as humans operate and interact with the world. It allows us to question and explore the validity of our observations and beliefs, particularly in the realm of psychology. Let's delve into the concept of nature against nurture, one of the oldest debates in psychology. This discussion revolves around the relative contributions of genetic inheritance, nature, and environmental factors, nurture, to human development. For instance, consider Jana, who has low self-esteem partly because she's often teased for her weight. To fully appreciate the complexity of Jana's difficulties, we cannot simply look at her genetic makeup or her environment alone. Her challenges are a product of the interaction between her genes, her psychological state, and the social environment she's in. Hence, the most comprehensive way to understand her situation would be through a biopsychosocial approach. This method combines biological, psychological, and social-cultural levels of analysis to provide a fuller picture. When psychologists study phenomena like Jana's case, they rely on the scientific method to investigate questions and gather evidence. This method involves a systematic process of observation, measurement, and experiment, and the formulation, testing, and modification of hypotheses. Psychologists use this method to conduct experimentation, which allows them to isolate causes and their effects. For example, if they wanted to understand the impact of teasing on self-esteem, they would create an operational definition of both teasing and self-esteem to measure them precisely. Speaking of measurement, psychologists often deal with data that need to be summarized and described. This is where measures of central tendency come into play, including the mean, median, and mode. Let's say we're looking at a group of individuals' incomes to understand economic status. In a group of 5, where 2 report incomes of $10,000 and 3 others report incomes of $14,000, $15,000, and $31,000, the most frequently occurring value, the mode, is $10,000. Such measures help psychologists to describe their data in a meaningful way. But psychologists must also be wary of their own biases. Confirmation bias is a tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms one's preconceptions, leading to statistical errors. For example, a business manager might think they are excellent at hiring because they pay more attention to the successes of people they have hired and ignore the successes of those they did not hire. This type of bias can lead to overconfidence in personal beliefs and the persistence of misconceptions. Psychological science is a rich field that blends rigorous scientific methodology with a deep understanding of the complex interplay of various factors that shape human behavior. By adopting critical thinking and methodological rigor, we can shed light on the myriad influences that sculpt our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, leading to insights that help improve the human condition. The biology of the mind. Embark on a journey into the biology of the mind, an intricate tapestry woven by neural communication that orchestrates every thought, sensation, and action. Delving into the workings of the nervous system, we'll unravel how these complex processes underpin our daily experiences. The dance of neural communication. Neurons, the brain's building blocks, communicate through a symphony of electrical and chemical signals. Picture a neuron as a miniature tree. Dendrites branch out, reaching for information from other neurons, while the axon, like the tree's trunk, transmits electrical impulses away from the cell body. At the axon's end, neurotransmitters carry the signal across the synaptic gap to the next neuron, perpetuating the chain of communication. The cast of neurons, sensory, motor, and interneurons. Our nervous system stars 3 types of neurons. Sensory neurons are the informants, sending signals from the body's sensors to the central nervous system. For instance, when you stub your toe, these neurons swiftly convey the pain signal to your brain, alerting you to the injury. Motor neurons, in contrast, are the executors, delivering commands from the brain to muscles, orchestrating movement. Interneurons are the intermediaries, interpreting and relaying information between sensory inputs and motor outputs within the central nervous system. The nervous systems, orchestrators of response and regulation. The nervous system is split into the central nervous system, consisting of the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which includes all other neural pathways. When faced with startling shadows, it's the calming influence of the parasympathetic nervous system that slows down the heart and reduces blood pressure once the brain identifies them as harmless. Exploring the brain, a tour of its vital regions. The brain, a marvel of the central nervous system, is sectioned into purposeful parts. The brainstem, governing automatic survival functions, connects the brain to the spinal cord. Above it, the thalamus acts as a sensory relay center. The reticular formation, nestled within the brainstem, regulates wakefulness. The cerebellum, at the brainstem's base, fine-tunes movement and balance, essential for activities that require precision, like strumming a guitar. The hypothalamus, lying below the thalamus, directs activities like eating and drinking and is closely involved in emotion and reward. The cerebral cortex, a blanket of neural cells enveloping the cerebral hemispheres, serves as the ultimate control and information processing center. The frontal lobes, part of this cortex, play a crucial role in speaking, planning, and making judgments. Adaptation and recovery, the brain's resilience. When confronted with anxiety, such as a loved one's unexpected delay, the sympathetic nervous system triggers a stress response, elevating heart and breathing rates. Once the worry is alleviated, the parasympathetic nervous system ushers in a state of calm, restoring the body to equilibrium. The biology of the mind is a testament to the complexity and resilience of our nervous system. It's a harmonious blend of structures and processes, each integral to the collective function, enabling us to perceive, react, and interact with the world around us. Through understanding these neural mechanisms, we gain insight into the profound capabilities and adaptability of the human brain.